Just work through your
and how do you know that it's due to an iron deficiency or anemia? You know what I'm saying? How do you know
idea.
That? Yeah, I feel like this could be a topic people can learn from. What's up, my hair color community? So let's have a discussion today. And so before we talk about how we achieve this beautiful color, let's talk about things and factors that can affect the hair that are not necessarily mechanical. So my client today shared with me that she was struggling with anemia. And anemia and iron deficiency is very prominent in women simply because, you know, we have our natural cycles every month. Iron deficiency can actually cause changes in the hair. It can cause changes in the hair with thinning, with breakage, with additional shedding, sometimes even changes in texture and patterns. And so a lot of times we need to pay attention to our hair because our hair can let us know if we are doing everything in our power to make sure our hair is staying healthy, yet we're still noticing that our hair is not necessarily thriving normally, then that can be an indication that it is something internal going on. So before we get into our hair color transformation, I thought I would include this segment because I felt it was very educational, that we learned that there are other influencing factors that can affect the hair, and my client and I both could relate to this situation. I've always had an issue with low iron, and we do as women naturally get low iron because of our menstrual cycle. You know what I mean?
And that's what they said it was. She said your cycle has been draining your body.
Yeah.
She was like, on top of your anemic. I said, oh, okay.
Exactly. So when you have that, you'll see the effects of the hair, and that's mine. Like it, you know, it was just starting to look thin out of nowhere, and I'm like, what is going on with my hair?
And at first, I was like, okay, it's somewhat salvageable, but then it's the medicine they started having me take,
and it started thinning your hair even more.
It started going even more, and I was just like, you know what, it's time for it to go. Just go.
Yeah, exactly. Just cut the hair, give it new, and then
just go.
Hair growth is internal, so if you are having issues and you start noticing issues with your hair, that can be an indicator. Like I tell people, listen to your hair. Sometimes it'll tell you like if something is going on. I think people tend to think if you see signs in your hair that are that might look like damage, they think it's something you did mechanically, like maybe heat or tension or, you know, color.
Yeah.
But it's not. That's not always the case. You know, it can definitely be something medically that's going on inside.
So now I have a tendency to pay more attention to things, like, you know, and look at stuff like, okay, I never would have thought to pay attention to, oh, my hair is shedding, is something wrong with me?
Right, exactly.
I'm thinking maybe I haven't been taking care of it properly, so I never would have thought that. But it's a side effect of being anemic, that your hair is shedding, split nails. I'm like, I never would have thought of any of this.
Hair shedding, thinning. And then, like, too, I was talking to a client, too, breakage and alopecia. I had to explain to her alopecia is not always traction. It can even be through stress. I've seen a couple of clients, and they were like my age, pretty young, you know, in college, where there would just be a bald spot in just one, you know, inconspicuous place, just bald. And so I would ask them, I was like, what have you been doing? Have you been stressed? And you do have the type of alopecia that can be caused from stress. Alopecia areata.
Okay.
So it's just pretty much in one area you'll see like just a loss of hair. And typically when you see that type, it's either in male pattern baldness, you know, when they have like that one little area of bald spot in the middle, or it can be in women when it comes with stress. Your health, all of that. My iron now, because I know, I feel like God talks through my hair. So now I try to stay up on my multivitamins, especially the iron, because it's like, golly, when I saw my hair take that hit out of years of growth, I was like, well, what is it?
See, that's where I was like, it's down to here.
Exactly.
4 years of growth, and I'm like not doing anything, not, you know, messing with it, and I'm just like,
all of a sudden.
I was kind of sad to let it go, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm happy for this new hair adventure. I had to adjust though.
Right, and exactly. And I tell people I keep my hair up in a bun until it grows out to what I want. And then even too, like I was having uneven areas. Like I had a section that was shorter than the rest.
It was breaking off.
Yes.
And out, and I was just like, okay. And I kept getting trims to try to keep up with it, and I was like, you know what, I could just cut it. Just
start off.
Yeah, just take it.
And that's exactly what I did. And so now I keep my hair layered until like it's a middle section in my head that was shorter. And so now I'm trying to create that natural weight line so my hair can be full, and it's getting there. Thank Jesus. It's been over 2 years of growth, and so now it's getting back to what I'm used to. But girl, I had I was not used to my hair being that way, and I figured it had to be because the anemia. I was anemic. I was battling an eating disorder for years. And then I had so much stress on top of that. So it was just a combination of everything,
Yeah.
And so I didn't have a luxury of doing what I was used to doing. Like with my colors and all of that. Like my hair couldn't take it.
Everything happened for a purpose.
Yes. So you did the big chop so you can explore with color a little more?
No, I did the big chop for healthier hair, but then I'm like, I might as well. I mean...
Yeah.
I'm stepping into new territory even wearing a fro and having curly hair because I've always kept it straight all these years.
So you always keep, so
yeah,
curls.
It's completely everything new. And when the curls came, I was like, I didn't even think I was going to have none. But they there. So I was like, okay.
And I tell people too, like your changes in diet and hormones, that can change your curls too, and what you're used to. Like you just have to kind of go with the hair. And I always try to educate people now to just do what's best for your hair and your lifestyle. The goal is just to keep it as healthy as possible. We can't always pinpoint why someone's hair is doing X, Y, and Z because there can be so many influencing factors. And I think we just have to have a more well-rounded view when it comes to hair's health and, all of that.
You said I take vitamins now, too, to keep up with the iron deficiency, so that does not happen again.
Right.
It was no fun sitting there getting blood.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to start with your lightening process. So we were looking at Kelis for some inspiration.
Yes.
I just want you to tell the camera that. What you said? Kelis was the inspiration, but what?
If you have any ideas, just go for it.
Okay, hair color community. So I hope you guys learned a little something about iron deficiencies in the beginning of the video. So I know you guys are here for the transformation. So thank you for holding tight. So let's talk about lightening the hair. All right. I just want to share with you guys a few helpful tips to ensure that your lightening process goes by smoothly. I am doing a full head application of lightener. So this is pretty much like a blonde hair transformation, or as you guys will see later on in this video, it actually was a color correction, okay, because she did have hair color history. But anyway, the first stage, all right, the first goal is to go ahead and pre-lighten the canvas. That's what I'm doing now. And so one of the tips that has really helped me with lightening the hair all over is to make sure that you leave about, I want to say, a half an inch, a fourth of an inch. Leave the lightener that far away from the scalp, okay? Because when you take it all the way to the scalp, all the way to the ends, the lightener tends to heat up very fast on the scalp. Now with hair color, it just depends, but with lighteners, this is typically definitely an issue you'll run into. So I just leave about a fourth of an inch off the scalp. And today I am using Schwarzkopf's lightener. I've brought Schwarzkopf, it's so hard to pronounce that lightener, guys, back into the salon, but I am such a fan of that lightener. One of the things I really like about Schwarzkopf is that it really gets the job done, especially on darker tones. I believe if you're like a level 5 and below, Schwarzkopf is a great lightener, all right? It's actually like one of the most popular lighteners you'll see in the hair color community with professional colorists. But anyway, so yes, Another thing that I do, and you'll notice later on in the video, so right now I am lightening the hair, leaving the lightener off the scalp, and once I finish the entire head, I'm going to go ahead and allow the hair to process for the full amount of time, and then once that is complete, I will then go through and do her new growth. Well, not new growth, but I would go through and do the base of her hair. So about that 1/4 of an inch that I left out during the first application, I'm going to go back around and then start on the scalp. Today, I am only using 20 volume developer. And with Schwarzkopf, 20 volume and 30 volume developer is really all you need. This lightener works so efficiently and the curls are still healthy. All right. And you guys will see that once we finish. So we have a history of red that is exposed. I have pretty much everything lightened. So this was the last section in the front that I started on that has to catch up with the rest. But yes, we have a little red history in here. I had to turn the light down just a little bit. So I'm going to go in and start the lightener at her base. And then we're going to have to formulate to kind of get these red tones out before I can actually do our final creation. And I'm going to leave her lightener on. I'm going to give her the full amount of time, pretty much 45 minutes, just so everything could be as even as possible. But we have now entered a hair color reconstruction, all right? Because what red did you use? Do you remember?
It was dark and lovely, some type of box dye.
A box dye?
Yeah.
All right. And it's how long ago?
It was about a year ago.
And it's still living in there real hard. And you know what I noticed sometimes too is right like in between the mid shafts, not on the ends, you know, okay, towards this part. And so it's weird because it's as if it keeps the color. I mean, it doesn't want to release the color, although the hair is porous. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, like I say with box dyes, it gets really weird. But with these color corrections, you just never know. You never know what you're going to run into. I learned that from Tang. I love his channel. But yeah, you just got to kind of work with the transition. And so the goal is to get everything as even as possible. But we do want to do something a little fun today. So I want to take her lighter and then we'll just have to custom create from here. And with situations like this, you know, it might not be the most even if we were to keep it blonde, but you can blend it as much as possible. So it'll just look like you have dimension in your hair, and nobody likes flat color anyway. So. Okay guys, so I'm going to go ahead and start applying the lightener to the section of hair that I didn't apply it to earlier. And so listen, when it comes to color corrections, guys, you got to be open, all right? And so you got to keep your creativity open. You have to critically think. And I learned from Phil Does Hair with Joyco that just go with the flow of the hair. Your custom creations definitely are dependent on what you're left with. So if we have red still left in her hair, guess what? We're going to have to play with that tone today. If the goal is to keep the hair healthy, then we have to flow with it. All right. And that's the best option in my opinion. So this is where we are. I finished her base, so we left that for last, and I'm learning that's just much easier for the hair. So I allowed the hair to lift for about 30 to 45 minutes on the lengths. I left about a ½ an inch or a small amount from the scalp. Then I went in and remixed another batch of lightener and got the, you know, her roots. So as you guys can kind of see, the red is still a little in there, but it's moving out. It's moving out. So I'm going to let her base probably lift for, I'm going to kind of watch it, but I think I can let it sit on for another 10 minutes. I probably gave it 20 minutes total. That'll be bad. But yeah, we are.
I can work with it actually.
Yeah. Oh, as far as that pink in there?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, the red did turn like pink. So let's see.
So we know it could go away.
Yeah. So now I'm pulling out my swatch book to see exactly where we are. Yeah, I was thinking we're about a level 8, 7, 8. so they can kind of see it. So I got a tone.
Looks like we already did something too.
It do, huh? It almost kind of like Kelis. All right, guys. So
well, I'm liking the direction we going already.
You like the direction? Yeah. So the lightness is cool. I mean, I think this is good for your first session of blonde. We actually got brighter than what I was thinking. So now we just gotta kind of get these little pieces. Whew. Okay, guys, so now we are on to the next stage, and so the goal was to go in and try to tone out these little red areas. So I really had to go section by section and apply a toner just on those little darker areas. All right, and so this part can be very challenging. I didn't really want to tone down the lightness. Okay, my client and I agreed that the level of lightness was pretty perfect for where we were trying to go. However, I had to use a darker toner to get that red out, and so you know I did run into the issue of the hair darkening, but the goal at this particular stage was just to tone out the red as much as possible, just so we can kind of do something. All right, I didn't want the red to be as evident. I didn't want it to be as concentrated, so I wanted to mute it down just a little bit. And of course, you know, after this stage, those sections did darken up, so I had to go in and do like a soap cap or so at the bowl on those areas. But here we are at the store. We are going to pick out our colors. Yes, we had a little field trip today, guys. Miss, okay. Alrighty, what are we choosing? Oh, there go our peach.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can probably.
That's what we can. Or you wanted to get two, or?
Yes, we can get, and I actually have to restock. You know what? Get the orange too.
You want to get orange?
We mix it since, yeah, you're not really pastel. Which one was Kelly's pink? We're gonna get this one. Yes. Oh, they're out of lilac. Nay. Oh, she got a whole box. We only came in here for color. Look what happened. Look what you did. Look what you did. And we got you a Joyco shampoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who says your curls are gonna go missing?
Tell the people again.
Who says your curls is gonna go missing with the color? Look at this.
Look at that.
Air dry and they
Curls are still
all over the place.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Alrighty, guys. So we headed back to the salon, and I started to create a little color blocking technique. All right, and I will share with you guys where our inspiration is coming from. So this is our creation now. All right, after going through that whole pre-lightening stage, this is where we are at. So the color correction was pretty successful because I believe we have met our goal pretty much for today, which is, you know, sometimes that doesn't happen. So I was happy. So we saw a picture from Kelis, and that was the inspiration behind like leaving her roots a little lighter and just really going in and creating like these tones. And I used a picture of, we looked at like a picture of a sky or something I was looking at that I left in my phone and I've been wanting to recreate. So yeah. Okay, hair color community, for my curly hair color community, I just wanted you guys to kind of see the color while her curls are active. All right, now my clients, when they come to salon, they usually want the full experience. They want the full package. So she wants to have her flat iron today, but I just had to get a couple of shots of these curls, guys. I just believe it's so gorgeous, especially since Kelis is the inspiration for today. You know, one of the things that I really loved about Kelis, she was like my first hair color crush, and she had this big colorful hair. She was in her own lane, and so that's who we're paying homage to today.
It is.
Yes, yes.
You probably like, she played with the camera, she played right along. Come on.
Yes, come on, right, yeah, right up my alley. Alrighty, guys, so doesn't this look like a big old ball of like fairy floss? Look at it, just colorful cotton candy. So, of course, you know, we're gonna go ahead and do our full hair color makeover package. So Hair color community, here we are. So my client is just gonna do just a little hair action for you guys so you can see the color while it is blown straight. So again, I use the color blocking technique, and my client is just allowing you guys to see her hair. So this is what a full over bleach or lightener, okay, so we don't like to use bleach, we're not doing clothes, okay, but a full lightener head application looks like. And as you guys can see, we did give her a trim. That was really one of the reasons why she wanted to straighten her hair. She needed a trim. She really wanted to have a trim today, which is definitely something recommended right after you do a color, especially an all over blonding session. So before I start the signature curl technique, I'm just sharing with you guys what the hair color creation looks like bone straight. As you can see, it looks very, very colorful, right? But one of the things I really like about the color blocking technique is that it keeps this kind of blend that I absolutely enjoy. Look at this, guys. It just looks like a big old bowl of cotton candy. I wanted to keep the tones very soft. So yeah. All right, guys, in this shot, you know what it is, hair color community. We gotta create our signature curls, all right? So anytime my clients leave the salon, I definitely recommend they come get these curls, honey, because color and curls go together. Color and curls. So if you are new to the hair color community, and I'm sure you're probably wondering what products are you using for your blowouts, I do actually have a video that talks about the products I am currently using. I am using the Kenra Blow Dry Platinum line. I absolutely enjoy that line, and for this hair color community, we always want to use things that are color safe and color friendly. So the Kenra line is color safe, all right? So right now I'm just doing a little curl placement, okay? I know sometimes you guys are worried about styling, so this is how I like to style, okay? I like style simple, I like things classic, and here we are. So this is our creation today. So again, we use Kelis. Kelis was our form of motivation. So we wanted to keep those blonde roots, and we really wanted to focus on creating color on the ends of her hair. So this is a trend that some people call a reverse ombre, or we just call it a colorful ombre, right? So Kelis in the picture, she had like these blonde roots and she had these pink ends. So we took that picture and we decided to just get creative, all right? So yes, when I tell you guys again, guys, I don't know if you're hip to Kelis. I'm sure a lot of you guys are, but she had some of the most amazing hair colors. Her big colorful hair was very inspiring. She always marched to the beat of her own drum, and she's always been a hair color inspiration for me. And we also use the greatest artist of all time, Jesus Christ, okay, Yahweh. We saw a picture. Actually, I had this picture saved inside of my iPhone for a while, and I was just waiting to create this particular, color inspiration. So when I showed my client and she told me to get creative, guys, I was so excited. So this picture that you guys see right here is also where we got our form of inspiration, and everything turned out beautifully. Again, I wanted to keep the tones soft. My client showed me some of her hair color inspiration, so I wanted to keep the tones soft. That way we can easily transition to different things in the future. And with pastels and lighter colors, they live in the hair so long, so we definitely have that flexibility. Yes. Got that blue trying to make its introduction. Yes, ma'am. Yes. So we got Kelis 100.0.
Went from a 10 to 100.
10 to 100 real quick.